Welcome to the new episode of Chess Puzzles. Let's have some fun. Let's do some more puzzles today. Okay, so find the best move for black. I just want to have a push and understanding of the position. So I'm just going to analyze analyze the position for black and as well as white. Mm, yeah, if I have to tell you about the king safety, I don't really like the safety of the black king because it's kind of in the center, and I think it can get attacked very easily anytime soon. And the white king looks relatively very safe. And I think about the pawn structure again. White pawn structure looks good, although yeah although this is an isolated pawn which can be attacked, but it's fine. I don't see any attack going on right away. Otherwise, these two pawns are kind of connected, so they can support each other at any point. On the other hand, if you look at the black pawns, these black pawns are very isolated. It'll be very hard to defend those pawns from the black's perspective, and these two pawns are okay, they're connected. Okay, what about the pieces? So the position is kind of pretty open, and yeah, I have to say I like the bishop pairs in a very open position, when compared to two knights or a knight and a bishop. And then otherwise, pieces wise, yeah, pieces looks pretty same. So none of the side has any strong position like a piece advantage. And how is the activity of the pieces? Yeah, for sure, I like this bishop. It can trouble the black king very easily. Rook is very well placed. It's just eyeing on the entire file, f file, and this can join the party, you know, whenever it wants for the attack. Queen is also very centralized. It's very well placed. It can trouble the black king anytime. Um, so yeah, knight can also jump in whenever it wants. I think white pieces are really good. I think they're very active. Nothing is like I cannot say a particular piece is very bad. All the pieces are very good. So what about the black pieces? Again, yeah, this rook is very well placed. You know, it's just covering the entire c file. Um, yeah, queen is okay, and of course, white queen I feel is relatively better placed because it's in the center. Um, I think this rook is also not doing very much. To be honest, right now, maybe this pawn can maybe do some attacking. Uh, yeah, yeah. Well, white bishop is also well placed, to be honest, because it's trying to hit the king's pawn. So although yeah, so I would say maybe this particular thing is probably good. I know the attack coming. So I think these kind of pieces can trouble white king, right? Because the file is kind of open and it can be attacked. On the other hand, black, this file is not really, this particular file is not really open. But I mean, once this trade happens, it's going to be difficult for black. So if black has to survive, the attack from the white, it has to maybe do something very immediately. So we should probably look for some very immediate moves, which should be really troubling for the white. Okay, now getting into the puzzle. So I just want to think about my candidate moves, just without thinking too much. What might be, what are the possible moves I can play, which looks good. So yeah, this is the last move. So right now, opponent is maybe probably trying to take it here, and then probably check. Yeah, maybe king can take back, and then rook checks. All of these things are coming. So if I think about candidate moves for black, probably this is like very striking. I just cannot see any more other than this. This is just coming to my mind right away because after bishop c5, I'm just kind of uh, having a chance to win a queen because just king is behind. The queen cannot just run away wherever it wants, wherever she wants. So bishop c5 looks very strong, but then after bishop c5, you know, pawn takes e6. It's going to be a check, and probably I can just hide behind the pawn. Right, king can just hide behind the pawn, and then probably take the queen maybe later on. Okay, just analyze this particular line. Bishop c5, you know, pawn takes e6, and let's say king king e7. Then I think probably knight f5 check, right? No, why just knight f5 check? Even rook can check. Knight f7. Both are possible. Knight f7. I know. I just go somewhere. Uh, I think does it matter? Yeah, I cannot go here. Because if the pawn comes down, there's a check, and then the bishop is also eyeing the queen. So which can get very tricky. Which can get very tricky. So yeah, so I should be very careful how where I'm going to place my king, so that I don't this diagonal doesn't get opened up, and then the white bishop eventually, uh, starts attacking my queen. Uh, where I have to run away, and I have to keep the spin on. So okay, bishop c5. Let's analyze the line carefully. Uh, Pawn takes e6, and then a queen is going to give check to the king. Um, okay, king is going to run behind. Okay, I think I don't want to go with this because after rook check, even if king goes somewhere, then pawn moves and actually queen cannot really take the bishop because rook will be on the way. So I like the knight check better, right? So king running behind the pawn, knight check, um, then probably king going. Okay, we cannot go to f8. So okay, so it's either e8 or d8. Okay, if I go to e8, knight can check me. Yes, knight can check me. Can it check me? Because bishop can take it then. Okay, what if I just go to what if I just go to d8? Pawn push check and I lose my queen. No, so I have to go to e8. So it's either after e8, it's either king e8, it's either knight d6 or e7. But what is e7 achieving? Okay, e7 and no, I don't see any rook ideas. Probably knight check is better. Yeah, knight check is better because then there'll be a fork for rook and also for the knight, and probably I have to retreat my bishop, or maybe I'll just move my king somewhere, and probably this is also going to give some additional checks. Ooh, doesn't look great. Okay, I just don't want to go very deep because I could not see clearly what might be happening. I'm just going to play because this looks very strong. But do we have any other alternatives, like other moves which might be strong? This is not great. Hmm. We can actually take this because we have two pieces, really supporting that pawn. So, but then the move doesn't do anything much. It's not actually doing anything much. We have anything with this rook? Not right away, you know. And then just hit. It's not immediate. It's not a very immediate threat because I don't know if we just make some silent moves. Okay, we cannot even go there. Bishop is so. What I'm doing, bishop can easily take the rook. Actually, this is not bad. But I don't see a point. What we'll be doing next. After that, I don't see anything forcing. So anything with the queen. I mean, I don't see anything with the queen right away. Again, it's on corner of the board. So yeah, let's go with bishop c5. Um, let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, bishop c5 is the move. That's great. Okay, knight coming in. So knight is attacking my rook. Can I just safely go back? Is that an option? Okay. There is a fork coming. Yep. That's a problem. We have to stop this fork, and yeah, probably we can save the rook. Can we save the rook and also stop this fork? I don't know. What's the best move? What's the best move? What should we do here? Should we just play some amazing queen move so that the white doesn't have any time to take on c5? Yeah, it is possible, right? Because if I play queen g4, no, just after taking there'll be a check, because I was thinking maybe I can take a check and then get the knight. But then if knight takes rook, it's going to be check. So I have to respond to the check first. It's not going to be easy. Again, this is not a good move. I'm going to have a fork. What do we do? Because I don't see a way to save my rook. Probably I just can just move my queen somewhere and then just protect my queen. Something like this, right? When knight takes rook, I can just take it back. Otherwise, I don't see any amazing option to save my rook and also to stop this fork. Okay, if queen plays c8, this check is not doing. It's not going to do anything good for white, to be honest. Okay, let's say pawn takes e6. It's going to be a check, and I cannot just take it back. I have to play something like this. And rook can come anytime. Which is a little bothering actually. This pawn is really annoying right now. Again, after a rook check, if I go down, I can get a fork, for my king and also for my queen. Mm, I hate this. I hate this. But maybe after pawn takes pawn, I can maybe run with my king somewhere else. Probably I can just play this. I don't know why it will have some other ideas. That looks bad. Queen c8, pawn takes pawn. Where do I go? I don't see anything good. Because this doesn't look good. We saw already because of the rook coming here. Yeah, actually, there's no. Okay, if I just go on, rook taking, knight taking the rook, queen taking the knight, and then rook can take the bishop. Oh no, actually, after queen takes, it's a check. So yeah, oh that's good. Okay, I can play, queen d8. Sorry, king d8. So it's not bad. Okay, let's go with the queen move. Let's try to, at least get the knight back when knight takes my rook. Yeah, as expected, it's a check. So I don't want to go here because these look very bad. No, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, right? So then it'll be be annoying. I might lose my queen. Can I go here directly? Why to go here? I mean, I can just go here. Do I have any problems? I don't see any problems. No, sorry. Fork. Be careful. Or what about just this? Do I have fork or anything? If I just go here, is it bothering me? Is it something bad? Can just attack the knight. Then probably some checks are coming. What to do? It's not clear. Should I go here? Okay, there's not an option because of fork. It's either here or here. I don't want to get here and here. So it's either d8 or e7. Let's just calculate for e7. E7, what's the best way to continue? Hmm. Probably, sorry. Probably rook f7. Probably rook f7. And then again, I don't want to go here. I have to come to d8. Again, I mean, no, between these two squares, looks like wherever I go, finally I have to end up on d8. Right? Because even if I go to e7 because of rook check, I have to ultimately, come to, I mean, d8. e8 is again not good because of the fork. So d8 I have to go. Now the question is either with just going to d8 or rook coming here. Obviously, I don't want to allow the rook to be here. So I think probably, me going to d8 is directly to d8 is probably better. and this check is not going to do anything good. King can just take it, and still he can come with the rook down. Then I can just go back. I think I'm not losing any pieces. Okay, let's go to d8. Yes, it's done. Oh, that, yeah, that was interesting. Again, so usually in puzzles, in these kind of cases where white really looks really good, right? Except that one threat, the bishop c5. So yeah, s- during these puzzles like this where white has a huge advantage, the only way black can win is to find those immediate good moves in the puzzles. Otherwise, position wise, I really liked white's position, to be honest. To have these strong pawns, and a very weak, very very weak king, very weak king. um Yep, some was or black was able to attack successfully right away. That's good. Okay, let's go to the next puzzle. Okay, so it looks like a very much an end game because there's not a lot of pieces in the board, and just want to quickly evaluate the position. So how is black doing? So if I look at the overall pieces, yeah, it's equal material, right? And maybe with pawns, yeah, it's pawns also it's very equal, and yeah, the quality of pawns are not the same, right? Because these pawns are amazing. This pawn chain is really good, and it's just three versus one. It's just three versus one on the queen side, and if we don't have these pieces on the board, right, these big major pieces, it's going to be a overwhelming advantage actually for the white, because three versus one, it's very hard for just the pawn to stop um, these three pawns. So black has to, black king has to be in the queen side to stop all these pawns. Again, black has a majority in the king side as well. uh, yeah, which so the black would want to really play on the push pawns on the king side to promote these pawns, but on the other hand, white would want to push its own pawns on the queen side, maybe to promote some of these pawns. So black king will be tied very much here, and white king will be tied very much here. So then it'll be kind of like a race, whose pawns are more advanced, so they are going to have an advantage. Okay, so right now, king safety wise, it's hard to say. uh, Again, there is no piece in the white side to defend this white king. So I don't know. Black can start attacking, and again, just the queen cannot do anything much. Probably rook has to come and participate. So it will take some time for black to really attack the white. On the other hand, okay, the white's major pieces are very much in the black's territory, and it is controlling the key seventh rank. So which is something amazing, right? I mean, they can really trouble black by having a very good control over the seventh rank. And probably, if possible, white would like to take the a6 pawn, and then resulting so once we take the a6 pawn, and all these pawns can easily just march forward for promotion. So I don't know, as a white, my strategy would be just try to exchange the major pieces if possible after taking a6, right? And then so that these white pawns are just going to march down, and king will be just busy trying to stop the promotion. Meanwhile, probably white king can get all these pawns, and then start troubling black in the king side as well, and then the position will be really hopeless for black. I mean, to be honest, I would say like I like the white position a little better. Okay, so now we have to find the best move for black. Again, so maybe there is some tactic in the position for black which black has to do right away. Otherwise, if we miss that, probably the white is just going to win the game. So, what are the good moves for black right now. What it can do? What are the candidates move? As I mentioned, like just queen check. That is something. Just playing rook d8 to get a open file, open d file. So what else we have, which is like kind of threatening for white? What can we do? I mean, so one good thing is the pawn is also very advanced. The black pawns are very advanced. So now, how are these pawn pushes, right? Okay, I mean, let's say okay, queen check. Probably it can just come here or here, right? Um, Probably we just want to give more checks, and king will either end up here, here, right? Yes, it will end up here or there. Hmm. Queen check. If king comes here, I like this idea because my pawn is advancing, so I like it very much. Again, I have to be careful. Just running away with the queen is also weakening my king because mate will happen, right? It's this is mate. If my queen is not here, these are going to be mate. So if I am going to take my queen out, I make sure that it's very forcing, and then I can really do some serious damage to the white king because I shouldn't allow these mates. Otherwise, I mean I have to kind of play some moves like this, right? Otherwise, other moves are going to be very passive. It's not going to trouble white very much. If I don't do things in time, probably I'm going to be in trouble. Like rook can play something like this. I'd be just probably losing my pawns, and probably white can easily find a very good way to exchange my pieces and then win the game easily. Okay, so let's go with check. Those are the forcing lines. So I like that particular move. So let's say we have two possibilities. King either going to e2 or f2. Okay, I feel e2 might be a good defense. So let's see what to do if it is e2. Sorry, e2, right? Yep, e2. Hmm. Because if I just continue with the check, is it doing much? Because yeah, maybe you can just go back. Am I achieving anything? Probably I can come closer like this, right? Yeah, have to make sure things are forcing, right? Because if the moment we make a passive move, so with a move without a check, he's just going to mate. Somehow I should drive his king to the d file. I cannot make my rook participate. Queen is controlling the d8 square, so it's hard. So yeah, rook is not going to participate, I guess, directly in the attack. Probably it's going to be a silent defender of e pawn. That's what I feel. So right now, what I feel is probably I have to just check the king and then try to kick the king probably this side, right? And maybe use these pawn army to checkmate the king, or maybe force queen to take these pawns and then just win the queen back. Sorry, win the queen. Otherwise, other than queen check, I don't see any other strong moves. I have to go with queen h1. Okay, so queen h1, probably king. Hmm. Does this check work? I check. Probably king will hide. Can again give a check. If king runs this way, probably I can. Can I give check if king goes here? Yeah, I can use my own pawn and then start checking the king. Because once the pawn go to e3, I can use these two squares to check the king, more and more. So probably I feel maybe, king f2 right away may not be a very good defense. So probably after queen a1, probably king has to come here, right? Probably king e2, so which doesn't allow this pawn move right away. Okay, so if king comes to e2, so yeah, I have to give a check. If I make once I make the moment I make a silent move, I'm gonna get checkmated. So I have to do all the forcing moves. So king queen b2. So then the king has to either go back somewhere or it can just come down. If it comes down, I'm just going to follow the king, right? So probably by doing multiple checks, I have to probably get my queen closer to the king. It's probably hard to right now calculate, right? All because there is a lot of possibilities for king to move away. I don't want to calculate all the possibilities, but I just want to give start with the check at a1 and then keep checking the king. If it ends up in weird positions, either these two squares, I can advance my pawn. you know Otherwise I can just keep checking the king and then I can move towards the queen now by checking, and then maybe probably use the square and then try to push the king this side and maybe somehow use these pawns to have a successful attack. Okay, let's see, because I don't see any other move which might be really good, or any other trap for any of these pieces. It's hard actually to even chase these pieces. Nothing can be done. So yeah, let's go queen a1. Oh, that's not the move. Probably pawn pushes right away, right? Pawn pushes are maybe going to be great. Yeah, just pawn. You can just push the pawn, right? And then I can, if white tries to, do something, I can just check. Yeah. So this is something we have to think about. Once we have, these kind of plans, the plan was to, just move this pawn at some point. So we should also think about changing the orders of the moves we think about, right? So yeah, let's see. I hope this kind of works. Yes, it works. I think yeah. Now white is kind of giving up everything because takes. I'm just gonna take. So it's really completely winning. We're just completely a rook up. So what's the problem? Because I don't think that's the best defense, right? Can white can do something else to stop the pawn? Something like this, because that will make the. So then if that's the move, that's the defense, it's going to be hard for black to really win. It has to fight for its win. It's not going to be straightforward. So I want to just see how that line is going to go. I just don't want to just go with this line. Let's see what happens when if king goes here, right? Let's say king goes here. Let's just get some help from the engine. Okay, see, it's queen b2. Queen b2 right away. Queen b2. And yeah. Uh Again, why do we have to go here? Because going here, I just see move, right? Like it's just made right away, right? Because king going here, I just black queen is coming here. King has to go away. Then there's a mate. What about these moves? Are they very bad? Oh, okay. So this might be an immediate mate. Yeah, that's an immediate mate. What about this square? Oh, that is also immediate mate. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We don't have these options. It's just made in one move. Okay, that's interesting. That's good. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. Again, yeah, maybe I thought white's position was very very great. Of course, in queen side, for sure. White's this part of the board, white's position is really good, but then I also underestimated the majority the black had in the king side, especially the, yeah, that this particular pawn is very advanced, and there is nothing stopping this pawn. It is actually a passed pawn. This pawn is also a passed pawn, but this is also a passed pawn. So I just underestimated black's strength in the king side. That's good. That was a good puzzle. Let's move on to the next puzzle. Okay, we are kind of somewhere in the middle game. So I just want to assess the position to start with. So how is the king safety? Um, Probably I feel black king is safe. Because it's, yeah, it's kind of surrounded by the pawns, and yeah, there are some defending pieces. If there's a problem, there are pieces to defend. But white king is, kind of doesn't look very safe. I think it can be attacked. Okay, king safety wise, I think I just favor uh, black a little bit. What about the pieces? Okay, white has a, well, like white is a bishop up. Oh, piece wise it's good. It's good for white. What about the pawns? The connected. It's just one backward pawn. That's isolated. These are connected. Yeah, these pawns are not great. So they can be attacked easily. Yeah, and if, especially if this pawn falls, white will like white will be attacked very easily. So yeah, so these are the weakness I would say for white. This is a weakness for sure. So white has to be careful. Yeah, probably this is a bad move because now you have just two attackers attacking this pawn. Okay, what are the black weaknesses? Okay, so this might be a weak pawn, right? But again, this pawn is falling anytime. So yeah, nothing much to be honest. Okay, we have to just the position looks kind of, yeah, it's kind of open. It's just going to be a very sharp game. It's going to involve a lot of tactics because you don't have pawns. The position is like very open and it's going to be very dynamic and things are going to fall very soon. Probably this is also going to fall soon. Okay, so we got to just find a best move for black. So thinking about the position, probably I just this is like very tempting. If I have to think about candidate moves, and so I think, yeah, rook takes pawn is very tempting to be honest. Rook takes c4. C4. You cannot go here. So again, this is going to be bad. Okay, so this is one of the candidate moves for sure. I like it, but probably I want to just calculate a little deeper just with this move before going for other candidate moves. Rook takes, and is this an option? King can go either here or here. Okay, so is this going to be good? Do I see a way of continuing the attack? Maybe. Is queen check going to work? Queen check. Then probably king has to go here. It will also put pressure on my, the rook will start putting pressure on my queen. So I don't completely like it. I think I cannot just use this rook for any attacking right now because I mean, of course, it isn't a good file for sure, but then it cannot just come to the second rank because of the bishop. And yeah, once the bishop goes away anywhere, I mean anywhere, sorry, anywhere, it's gonna put pressure on my queen as well. So my the black queen is centralized, which is good, but then it has to do something very quick because the queen can be chased away by these rooks easily. So I have to do something very immediate. I really don't find. So what are other candidate moves? I don't see any good moves actually with this rook, as I mentioned before. What about any good moves for queen? It may not do much, to be honest. Again, then the it has to just run away somewhere. I actually really like this move. You know, I think this should be the move now. Like rook takes, then we just have to calculate either it's king d2 or queen b2. I really don't like this rook. It cannot participate because I like d2 better. Probably I just have to calculate for d2. D2, what do I do? I probably have to continue with my check. This move is also very tempting because once I check here, I can just move my rook and then try to win the queen anytime, right? It is also very tempting to be honest. Okay, this check because otherwise I cannot check white king in any way with this rook. So I think this is the only move. White can just block the check. I don't know what I'm achieving with that. It's not clear what to do after rook takes c4 and if king goes to d2. How to proceed? How to give checks? Yeah, this is not going to work. We can just block. How can I check? It's either here. This is the only check. A decent check. Otherwise, I'm just going to trade pieces because it's not a good idea for black to trade pieces because it's already a bishop down. Okay, let's say, yeah, it can just either run away. It's not clear actually. I don't find it easy. I could not calculate all the variations. Probably just I'm just going to I'm not going to calculate deep. I'm just going to go with the move and then see what happens. Okay, you didn't even play d2. Yeah, sometimes the puzzles. I think the engine doesn't respond with the best move. Because now I just really like this move. Actually, white can trouble in many ways. Probably just play it here. or even play something like this. I don't know. Yeah, whatever it is, I think even if it attacks my queen, it doesn't matter. I can just take queen with a check and then run away with my queen. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. Oh, that's not the move. Why is this bad? I don't see any ideas with the rook check. I don't see why it doesn't work. Oh no, I cannot. Queen cannot run away. It'll be a check. What am I missing? Or am I missing some other bigger moves here? This can even lead to checkmate. I'm not sure. I don't see anything with this rook, to be honest. This is like completely off, I think. I don't have to think about this rook. So right now it cannot just do any immediate threat as long as the bishop is sitting here. Hmm. I actually don't know why is this not working, to be honest. So what will white respond if I play this? If rook goes to b4, what will white do? These things are not going to work. Okay, let's try to find some other move for black, which might be good. So what else? Not a good idea. Queen is just going to take anything with the check. Hmm. White can just block. I don't see any other nice moves. I don't know. So I think I'm just going to play out moves. Okay. Okay, that doesn't work because I don't see because bishop is going to just block. I don't know. These just look very crazy. These look very passive, to be honest. Like they're very passive. I don't like these moves. I think we just have to see a solution. It's not happening. I mean, I don't see any moves. Okay. Queen takes pawn. Okay, let's check why king d2 didn't work. Okay, I think I'm just going very back. So this is the first move. I was really hoping it's going to be king d2, right? King d2, I didn't really see a good way to continue. Okay. See, it's a very silent move. It's not forcing. Oh, I don't think I would be able to find this kind of moves, man. Hard. Probably it's just a bit tough. I don't know. I don't think I would be able to find this. I don't know. I have no idea why this. What are we trying to do here? For sure, we don't want to take the bishop. It's again. Not sure. Okay, let's play the line. Let's see. Seriously, what is this for? Okay, I'm just going to go with the variation which I feel probably is more human like. I don't know. um, let's see this. Maybe I would probably want to exchange pieces. Oh no, this looks very bad right away with the rook coming here. Okay, let's run away. I cannot do any more defense. Okay, so I think probably the reason for rook coming here is probably for queen to give a check, and then the probably the bishop is kind of frozen there. Hmm. I really don't know what's going on here. It says very good for black, but I don't see a way to win a material right away. Or, uh, yeah, it's not very clear. It should be somehow it should be somehow an advantage for black, but it's not very clear to me. I don't know where I'm winning pieces right away, or just pushing the white king for a checkmate right away. Yep, sorry, it's not clear to me. I don't understand. Okay, let's just see the other line. It's king coming here, right? So yeah, this is such as the best move. But why not this? Let's see this line. What is wrong with this? Okay, check, check. Okay, just let me go here. Cut, cut. Oh, using this particular pen, actually. Okay, so I should make sure my king doesn't walk there. Is it possible? May not be, because otherwise my king has to just march up. If I don't take the rook back, it'll the rook is going to start annoying me with checks. Or can I just march this way? Okay, check. Let's say I go here. What happens? Okay, white just wants the king to be dragged in the dark square and then just give a check. Or even cut here. Oh, okay. So that's why this doesn't work. Yeah, this is usually a good move. We have to in this scenario we have to worry about this particular pin. So we have to be careful. We should not allow this bishop check. Okay, good. So this doesn't work. So yep. So we have to go with this. Okay, let's see whether this is going to give us a material advantage right away. This particular line. Hmm. It's not clear. Why go for an exchange? I don't understand. Just a check. Okay, check. King going here. Okay, now this rook can really participate. That is something really nice, because I always felt this rook is actually in a good file, but then it is not doing much. It is not participating in the attack right away. So it was very nice to get rid of this e pawn. Now rook can participate, anytime. Right. Okay, I don't know what's happening right now here. So in these lines, I don't see. Okay, now this is troublesome. So this now looks like a material advantage now. But again, there are some puzzles, and like if you don't see a material advantage right away, these are going to be hard. Again, I'm just a beginner, so I can understand some portion can be really advantages, but then I want to at some point convert those positional advantage into a piece advantage. Otherwise, it's very hard. I don't know. Then I it be very ridiculous for me, to be honest. As a beginner, maybe I don't understand things properly, but then that's what I feel. Okay, I think probably I'll maybe just do one more puzzle and then you know, and then I'll be done for the day, I guess. Let's just do one more puzzle. Okay, it's again a middle game, and the source position is better. King safety. I think, yeah, I think both the kings are doing okay, not very bad. And pawn structure wise, mm, okay, this pawn is very advanced. I really like this pawn, but then it might be falling anytime soon. And okay, these pawns are connected. It's a pawn chain, although it is making these squares weak. And white doesn't have a white bishop, and again, black also doesn't have white bishop. But then these squares can be weak. Yeah, knight can jump. So other than that, come to black pawn. Okay, this pawn is kind of isolated. Other pawns are kind of connected. Okay, piece advantage wise, yeah, pretty similar. Position looks reasonably open. I wouldn't say it's a close position. Probably this black bishop is very strong, really taking control of this long diagonal. I really like the black bishop. I would be really happy to exchange the knight with the for the bishop. Okay, so piece activity wise, yeah, rook is in the open file. Yeah, this is also an open file, so I like these rooks better. Queen is still behind. Probably it has to develop somewhere, right? It just cannot sit behind. And yeah, knight can probably go to some better squares if we don't want exchange. And yeah, more importantly, we have to get rid of this pawn. This might be stopping all the e advances for black. So sorry, for white. Probably it can. It has to maybe probably put the rook in the e file and d file, and probably centralize the queen, and then maybe do some damage. Okay, so I think right now just white got just a little greedy, and then I think captured a pawn and its last move. So overall, I think whose position I like. I mean, I maybe kind of like white's position better, right? Because everything was good, and I think just white got just greedy. This might be lethal or bad for white. Okay, let's say we have found a best move for black. So what do we do actually here? So why is this wrong? Why it is wrong to go for a pawn? So what can black do? So what are the candidate moves? As I said, I would like to play this just to take the bishop. And what other moves? This looks good because, as I said, these white squares are weak. I just want to make use of them, because if queen comes here, it's hard for white to run away, and probably it has to play, f3 to create an escape square for king. And f3 is good because it's going to stop my knight as well. So this is a good move. I probably want to calculate this particular line a little deeper. Okay, f3 is not good because queen is just going to take the g pawn, and then h pawn is also falling. And then rook can take, sorry, knight is on the way. I really like this move because otherwise other moves I don't see things happening right away, because if knight goes right away, the queen cannot just come in the game. And then knight coming here, this is also not doing much because it's properly protected, and queen is also protecting, so not a huge problem. So this is really good, and I think this rook also will come in handy. for the attack. The knight can also come in handy for the attack right away, if things happen well. And we should also not forget queen can just come back maybe for the defense if we give a chance. Okay, I just want to just go with this line. Okay, let's see. Let's calculate. Uh, Queen h3. So we saw this is not good. Because of this, we'll just take these two pawns, and the position is going to be very bad for white. And yeah, this is going to be problematic. I don't know how to proceed, to be honest. After taking these two pawns, I have to bring some of the other pieces for the attack. Yeah, probably knight. Because once the pawn comes to f3, it's going to be hard for me to put any pieces here. Yeah, so probably this will work. And then anyway, queen will try to come back. But let's say if there is any other defense other than f3, because f3 doesn't look great. If not f3, it's going to be hard, because if knight comes here, it's very hard to stop the mate here, because you cannot just run away with this rook, because it's anyway going to be check here and mate here, so there is no escape square, and it's hard for king to advance and put the rook here. It's going to be very difficult. It's not going to happen. King is also frozen, and rook cannot just go away because of this. And if king goes away, like coming here, it's going to be hard. Actually, it might help. Let's say rook e1, knight g4, and let's say white plays something, because this, yeah, something to maybe to guard this. Just come here, then check. King goes here, and I don't have anything after that. Oh, this is going to be bad actually, because after queen coming here, if he just run away, he can't just guard this, because my rook is also going to participate in the attack. Oh yeah, okay. Queen is also defending. It's not clear. Actually, the other rook can also participate. Even if I have to sacrifice my rook, the other rook can participate. So actually, yeah, someone participate, but it's not clear. I could not just see things very deeply. Yeah, probably something which I have to work on. Okay, so this doesn't look good for white for sure. So I think after queen h3, I think probably this is better. Probably rook e1 is better, and I think I have to play knight g4 so that I can open up the file. Okay, queen h3. What about bishop takes knight? Bishop takes knight is also good. That looks bad. Bishop takes knight, and then rook takes bishop. Probably rook can come. Something gonna happen. It's not clear. Because queen going to h3, I really want my knight to be in g4. But I think this bishop is just going to spoil everything. And this is like a silent move, because The queen can just come back or do something for the defense. But again, I think playing h3, I think it's kind of, I think black has kind of a momentum. It is actively attacking. So I think whatever, I think right now I could not really see what will happen if I just bishop takes. Probably have to take with rook, and then probably bring the other rook for the attack. But unfortunately, I could not just calculate all the variation. I think I'm just going to try just going with this move. That's not the move. Yeah, that is not the move. So probably it's some other candidate moves. I think, but queen h3 was like very tempting. But yeah, maybe for bishop takes knight, it doesn't work. Maybe that should be the reason. Probably I should think I should just look for other candidate moves if I strongly feel it's not going to work. What about knight going to e4? So I mean, again, what I'm achieving again. So this is not really a threat. I'm just trying to get the bishop. Not much after that. We have some other moves. Anything of this sort. Takes bishop, I don't see anything. Just one takes rook. Is there anything I'm missing? Again, if we have a white bishop, it would be really amazing to have it in this diagonal. I don't see any moves which might be very threatening. Maybe probably we have to go something with a silent move. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm just going to play a move which I feel is good for the position. Probably like 94. Hmm. It's not a move. Hard, hard, hard. I think today I just had a hard time finding any of these puzzles. Today was a tough day. What are the other candidate moves? Hmm. What is that doing? I don't see anything. And I don't see a way to trap the queen as well because it can just run away whenever it wants. Is this going to do something? I don't see a point. Let's play this. That's not correct. It's just about just taking this pawn right away. What is the move? Oh, why is that good? I don't see it. Oh, maybe now this plan works. Maybe. I think let's just go with the earlier plan. See, it works. Ah, yeah, I would say I think whatever we did today, I think it was good. I mean, it's not like we did find some good moves, but then I think the order was not great. I think one of the biggest learning lessons today is, to probably see many moves, and then probably we usually think about the moves in a certain order, but then it doesn't have to be in a certain order. Maybe it doesn't work in that particular order. Probably we just have to rethink about the move orders. uh, yeah, we did see, queen going to h3, but then we thought, okay, the bishop is really giving trouble. Probably we should have, yeah, maybe that's the reason, rook taking the bishop, trying to get rid of the bishop and trying to make this thing work. Okay, I just want to see how the attack goes, how it works. Okay, let's queen coming here, knight going here. Okay, I just don't want to give up right away. Let's just go with some other moves. Hmm. Yeah, this is crushing. Okay, not this one. Let's think about our this particular move. Is this going to work? Uh, this is such a bad move. It is just blocking the squares for the king. Just cannot run away. That was a terrible move. Okay, this seems to be a reasonable defense. Okay, just rook is just joining the party. Okay, I don't know where this is going now. Okay, okay, it's not just okay, the mate is not happening anytime soon, but I think it's black is going to have an advantage probably, because if white cannot successfully give multiple checks, probably the mate is coming very time soon, right? Here, so it's hard. Okay, thank you guys. Have a good day. See you, in the next episode of Chess Puzzles.